Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Galentine's Day, and episode 29. Alex Watt and the High Tension Wrestling Network. Before we get into the podcast, we got some housekeeping to take care of. Please, if you can, the links below to support me as well as my guest, as well as some injured wrestlers between Philly Mike and Adena Steele. Night of Steel went very well, raised a good amount of money for the talent. You can still fund them if you weren't able to make the show by checking the links below, buying merchandise. They have subscription services, or you can just add them on social media and tell them how beautiful they both are. Also, you can check me out at some upcoming shows. Unfortunately, this show coming up here, Anarchy Rules, in Nutley, New Jersey, you can't catch me at because that one's sold out. So make sure you follow IWA Jersey, Intense Wrestling Alliance, for all their information because those shows go quick. That'll be this Saturday. Next Saturday, SSW Zero Gravity will be the 25th No Limits Boxing Academy in South Rio Grande, New Jersey. That's going to be a great one. Also, sponsorships are available if you'd like to sponsor ABJ because I'm on the microphone. So if you sponsor me, I will plug you as many times as I want because I'm the boss on commentary. And then coming up, there's going to be a great show. Uncle Massey's 40th birthday bonanza on May 5th in the Throop Civic Center. I'm probably saying that right. Troop. I don't know how it's said. But anyway, you can come hang out. Party starts at 2. All seats $20. There is sponsorships available for that as well. And it will also benefit Adena Steele and Philly Mike. And then again in March, we'll be talking about it later on. They couldn't find a VJ, so they got a BJ. Anthony Blackwell Jr. will host Spring Break 93 for High Tension Wrestling Saturday, March 18th. Doors at 3:30, bells at 4. Cool thing about this show is there will be a show happening a few blocks away over in the 2300 Arena, former ECW Arena. They'll be having a con. The con will end. You can literally walk a couple blocks, head over to the Columbus Boulevard and see this show. We'll have you out by just enough time to get back across the street and to when the show starts over at the Icons building. So make sure you come over, hang out. 2 great wrestling shows in one day. So come on out and support. Next week's guest will be Paige Watty, fantastic photographer. We're going to talk a lot of shit and have a great time. So that's kind of what's happening for this week and next week. So without further ado, let me bring in my guest, the one, the only, Jerry Springer. Alex Watt, what's going on? Oh, that's a weird.
I'm so tiny.
Yeah. Because it's all about me.
Nobody's ever told me.
Yeah, this is all about me.
Right.
What's going on, my guy?
Dude, so much stuff. Getting ready for spring break, getting ready for Uncle Massey's 40th birthday party. Just hanging out, playing Nintendo, and building a little bit of an empire.
What are you playing on Nintendo?
Actually, I'm not playing Nintendo. I did just play Resident Evil 8 for like the 20th time.
Oh, okay. I just downloaded a few games and then I bought it a few days ago and I have yet to even turn it on. I got the new Pokemon, the Violet, Scarlet, whatever it is.
Nice. You haven't played it yet?
Haven't even turned it on.
Start with, because I will choose Quaxley.
Is that the water?
It's the water. It's a little cute duck.
I usually always go fire. I don't even know what they are this year. I know nothing about the game.
I'm usually water.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've gotten yours over there, but I have my box of chocolates ready. And I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna eat any right now because I don't know. I'm afraid I'm gonna get like a coconut and I'm gonna puke on stream.
No.
Yeah, not fun. But yeah, man. So it's gonna be a fucking crazy couple months and a couple weeks, especially with the spring break and stuff coming up. But let people know who you are and exactly what is High Tension Wrestling.
Oh wow. So who am I? I'm Alex. In the wrestling world, I go way back. There are some crazy stories of my childhood and meeting and interacting with such great stars as like King Kong Bundy, Tito Santana, Jimmy Snuka, who most of those guys have eaten like a dinner at my house when I was growing up. to fast forward going to PPW and getting in there and doing some interviews and podcasts, and then getting this brilliant idea to start a wrestling company, which hit a barrier during the pandemic. Then I transitioned into this really cool cinematic universe called Camp Leapfrog, which lasted a while. And now we have High Tension Wrestling. We're doing live shows in front of fans, and it's the coolest thing ever. That's who I am. That's what I do. I'm a fan of movies and long walks on the beach, except for the walking part. It's overrated.
we took a long walk on the boardwalk on time, and I thought you were gonna die.
I found chairs periodically, and I'm good.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's when Travis Huckabee wrestled on the set.
Yeah. So I the Camp Leapfrog. Let's start there. So you start the company. You're going to start High Tension. Pandemic happens,
Right.
which was possibly for the idea of the company a good thing, because
yeah, we booked some people who would later be canceled as hell. Yeah,
two really hardcore ones.
Mm-hmm. Well,
one of them did spots with his junk where people would grab it, and he would he did like a strong style of it, and the other one was a ring.
Who would have suspected?
Yeah, that's like Marilyn Manson. Like, who would have thought? And then the other one was a ring announcer, and you're like, and then the pandemic happened, and it's like, whew, we dodged a bullet there. And then Camp Leapfrog comes, and I will say, man, I love the live experience. I love the fans. I love everything about doing a live show. But there's something about what was done at Camp Leapfrog for me personally that will always be a spot in my heart that will never, a void that will never be filled. That was so much fun.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it's something you can never really get back because of the situation. The pandemic led to this. Well, one, nobody could do wrestling at this time, but we found a way to do it privately and to do it safely.
We found a private island that did not have rules and regulations.
Yeah, it was on an Indian reserve somewhere, so it's legal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like basically the vibe of Camp Leapfrog was just a bunch of like theater kids getting together and putting on their own plays, and everybody kind of had a say, everybody kind of had a vote. It truly was like a throwback to a camp atmosphere. I have only gone to camp for 2 days before I got kicked out, so like I really don't know, but I kind of think it was a camp atmosphere.
Yeah. I came into Leapfrog for Frog Sport was my first show, I believe. Is that right? Is that how?
I think it was heavyweights or something the night before. Or?
Oh yeah, you're right. It was heavyweights first. Then it was Leapfrog. It was two shows in one weekend that we ended up doing. Heavyweights. No. There was something else before heavyweights that I was a part of.
Was it Camper's Choice?
Did that come before? That come before both of them?
Camper's Choice was right before Frog Sport. Yeah, because that was because Frog Sport was the first Mag Zero unmasked match. So yeah,
Camper's Choice. Yeah, I came in at Camper's Choice, and I walk in, and and you kind of show me everything in the production, and my whole goal there was just lay low, learn, and figure things out. And I'm at the show, and I'm looking around, and I go, "How come you guys don't do commentary here?" And like, "Oh, because we don't have the equipment to do it." And I was like, felt like a drug dealer. I was like, "You want to check out my trunk?" And you're like, and so like the entire production team comes over to my trunk and opens my trunk, and I have like 4 cameras. I have an entire audio board. I have like everything. And they're like, "Can we like Frankenstein all your shit into our shit?" And I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it." And it was fun. It was awesome, dude. It was such a good time. Got to do all that fun stuff. Then heavyweights comes, and the guy who was like the head of the production team couldn't make it that day, but they had all these grandiose ideas of going live and doing all this stuff, and then of course live never
this
worked.
was the Mad Rush.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I remember this.
so I literally shot heavyweight in one take. Everything had to be done in one take because if we would have had to do anything when it comes to editing or rendering the video, we would have never been able to get it out in time for the deadline that was supposed to happen that night. And I was behind the gun, and I had to get this done, get it right, and made sure it looked and sounded perfect. And I must say, I think I did a really good job. I couldn't use StreamYard, which was the goal, because it was the only thing I knew how to run because I didn't have internet connection. So on the fly, I downloaded OBS and just winged it, and we got a one-take wrestling show and was able to upload it.
Wasn't StreamYard how we got it to
StreamYard is how we got it to play to everybody.
To stream,
because
we couldn't upload it.
Facebook that day did an update, and we couldn't get it onto Facebook. It was, dude, everything that could have went wrong was throwing itself at us that day. But heavyweights came out, everyone enjoyed it, and that was the first time where I started feeling the confidence of like commentary. Because Camper's Choice, I sat next to Edith and Sam Laterna and listened to them on commentary with headphones in. And I remember going up to you and I was like, well, listen to them on commentary. Then the next day I listened to Saber and Phil. And the whole time I was feeding Saber lines on commentary and he kept putting them in and they were making people laugh. And I was like, I think I can do this. Like, I think I remember pulling you aside. I was like, yo, remember how like I didn't want to do anything? I said, I said, this commentary thing seems like it's a lot of fun. And then that's kind of
funny because like for a while before that, I've been telling you should be doing commentary.
Yeah, you were pushing me so hard to do it, and I wouldn't do it. And because I think because I did backstage interviews, and I don't think it was for me at that time. And this is no shot at wrestlers or anything, but like, and I'm not one who like I don't want to walk into a room and immediately be like, hey everybody, I have a disorder and that's me. You know what I mean? But some wrestlers get really into their backstage interviews and they like to like grip up the guy, especially if it's a guy, they want to get physical and they want to grip him up and they want to be the Rock. And then I don't want to every single time be that awkward guy who's like, hey, I have a joint disorder, so don't grab me because if my fall and I dislocate my knee, I will have to hit you with a real chair. But yeah, so I always kind of sit like that commentary to be the same boat, and I was like, I don't want to do it. And then Leapfrog kind of like gave me that confidence that I wanted to give it a shot. And then I got into Sanctuary, and then I got into PPW, and then I kind of did stuff here and there for commentary for Leapfrog, and then I did 2 shows, and it was a great experience. And I gotta say, I did a show for Camp Leapfrog that people can hear a lot. It was a live show, and I did it with a now established TV commentary guy.
NXT
Level Up was good. Yeah.
Blake Harwood, I think it is.
What's his name now?
I think it's Blake Harwood now or something.
I thought it might be. I thought they changed it a little bit, but yeah, he's awesome. And going back, and if you listen to the old backlog of Camp Leapfrog, 90% of it is him doing a lot of the old school Camp Leapfrog stuff. Now he works for NXT Level Up.
Dombrowski that did Ring of Honor stuff, I think.
Yeah.
He was also a part of that.
And he did a lot of ring announcing in the early days too.
Especially that first show.
Yeah. And the
Halloween. Yeah. Absolutely.
He was Brother Love.
Yep. And I think he might have also been Kimchi. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, Kimchi might have shown up at Camp Leapfrog. There's only one way to find that out, though, is if you go watch it.
Oh, where? How can you do that?
Well, listen, this is the entire Camp Leapfrog and High Tension library is available forever to watch under subscription under IWTV.
Well, huge announcement. This coming Sunday, as our little Valentine's gift to the public, for the first time, forever, and always from now, free on our YouTube, the HTW Network YouTube, this coming Sunday, you'll be able to watch the entire Camp Leapfrog library for free.
It is.
after, of course, Sunday at 7 p.m., we will do a live tweet watch through of the original first Camp Leapfrog, and after that, everything will be live.
So the entire Camp Leapfrog back library is coming for free on YouTube. So head over to the YouTube channel, subscribe now. I will tell you this. I don't know how much we're allowed to talk about it, but I will say this right now. That high tension YouTube channel, just in general, just high tension Smashmaster, they are going to change the way you consume content for independent wrestling. I don't know how much we're gonna put out
feel
there yet,
free to put it over because like once this Camp Leapfrog goes live, the entire new aesthetic of HTW social media and content presentation goes live, which is mainly brought to them by you. So Blackwell, behind the scenes, has been chopping up all of our old content into matches and entire events, getting them on YouTube, chopping them up into reels that we'll be able to, put out constantly just to remind you, like, hey, you know what? We're here. Check us out.
here's a cool section of this match you should go check out. So I kind of brought a thing to Alex's head, and I was like, hey man, I think this would be a good idea to do. And I got a lot of the inspiration from Rosh because he's doing the same thing over on the Smashmaster, where he's putting up the show, but he's also putting up the matches separated. And I was like, yo, Camp Leapfrog had good matches and had good skits. I think if we separated everything, that would be great. And there's also, he made the Jay Bougie playlist where it was like, if we're Jay Bougie, everything that's Jay Bougie related is on that playlist. So, and then Jay Bougie could be like, hey, here's a highlight reel of all my stuff if you want to send it to a promoter and put it out there. And I said, listen, I will undertake that and do the same thing. So it's kind of cross brand across the brand of High Tension that we have that as well. So I went through and I separated every match. And what's going to happen also is every single person who's ever worked for the company, kind of,
well,
most everyone who works in the who's we're allowed to mention will have their own playlist. And that will go from, if you were a backstage person, if you were a talent roster, if you were in a tag team, and also we're going to break things down by storyline. So, and it's going to take some time, so bear with us. But if you are like, man, I really like CC Boost, there will be an entire playlist of all CC Boost matches. There will be an entire playlist of all, if you want to see the CC Boost Max Zero storyline, all will be there. Just give us time to get it all prepared. But that's all coming to the channels. Like I said, I don't think there's anyone really out there until people hear it, and then every other YouTube channel is going to do that, which is good though, because it's good for talent. It's good for talent to be like, hey, here's my match, and you don't have to watch a 2-hour show and sift through it and find the timestamp. This is
just like match. I love the idea of like, oh, today is Travis Huckabee's birthday. Post his entire playlist on social media.
Yeah, and honestly, it's going to help show us of what the fans like in the company, because it's going to be like, wow, Edith Surreal is the most watched wrestler on the network. Her matches are the most watched. So like, as a company, you're like, that's somebody I should probably book more. There's like, it shows the value, because if that wrestler or talent is being showcased and they're being shown the most, it's helpful for the company standpoint. It's helpful for the talent standpoint, and it's showing as a company that you're more than just walking in and doing the work for the company. We're going to actually put the work back into the talent so they can be showcased on a proper level and not just get buried on the network or buried on a YouTube channel or buried in wherever you would be and it just disappears.
Right. Yeah. The YouTube is going to be a lot more kind of like easier to navigate than most, because like it's not just going to be video upon video upon video and just like shit getting buried. Everything will have a playlist. Everything will be easy to find by simply just typing what you're looking for. So yeah,
we're very excited. A lot of times going into this. I literally been hounding Alex for months for the videos and like, hey, make sure you put the descriptions in, and it's going to be really, really good. And I'm excited for people not only to see how this channel turns out, but to go back and be able to watch the Camp Leapfrog stuff, because I love High Tension, but that Leapfrog is just it. I loved it. I love so much.
It was special.
it shaped me a lot of who I am as a wrestler, and in the, not a wrestler, but in the business, in the wrestling business. And I just think the work that people put into that was unbelievable. If it looks like we had fun filming it, it's because we did. Everyone just had a good time filming that content, and I think everyone should be watching it. And you can now do that for free starting this week.
It is really exciting to be able to bring that to everyone for free without a paywall. One, to grow our YouTube, but also to like just expose everybody to it, because not everybody was going to pay for that. Not everybody knew about IWTV, and not everybody does know about these platforms that are very exclusive to wrestling fans. And I think sometimes more than wrestling fans, that the audience for some things like this are other wrestlers. And it's, while that's great, I want to reach more people, just because like it's a lot of fun, and a lot of the people we work with, and I don't really want to section people out, but we all know Ida Surreal is great. We know Mike Skyros is amazing. We know the Goons are talented as hell, and these are people that I personally believe should already be on the next level, and we got to do our part to make sure that they're seen.
I'm gonna say real quick, just because this is what I do in commentary, and it's kind of my stick. First off, how dare you? You've said all that amazing talent back there, and you didn't say Mary Elizabeth.
Well, where's she at? She's somewhere.
Yeah, she's
here she is.
right there.
I can never do. There she is.
Yeah, so that's my bit on commentary. I trash Tommy Vex and say he's a bum, and then I say Mary Beth is a goddess and a queen, and she'd be treated as such. But she should be, and Tommy Vex is an absolute sweetheart too.
We won't talk.
No, they are so fucking entertaining. They were once again just in full form this weekend as well. It was a small room, so Mary traveled very well in there, like her voice, and just her talking shit was just as clear as a bell. She's a joy. And Tommy just sells like an animal. Like there's no one who can take a beating better than Tommy Vex in a wrestling match.
This is true. Nobody bumps like Tommy.
Yeah. So and listen, there's no, like, IWTV is still a great value for what it is, and it's still an amazing place to consume independent wrestling. But it is also sometimes very hard to find stuff, because there is so much constantly being put on there that sometimes a YouTube channel is good as well, because you can kind of just direct your fan base directly to one place. But still, also, please support IWTV. They're a great service, and they are very, very kind to putting and were amazing to us for such a long time.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the first little announcement. Let's get into
more.
Yeah, let's get into the next little thing here. Let's talk about the event coming up in Philadelphia.
Oh, snap. That's right. March 18th at Penn's Landing Caterers in Philadelphia, baby. Check it out. We're going to have a really cool I'm just kidding. HTW Spring Break Down event. It's going to be Spring Breakdown 93. So it is a retro spring break party in Philly. So come dressed like you're going to the beach. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good time. We're going to also, as this poster,
or dress like you're going to be in the 90s.
Yeah, dress like it's grunge. Dress, however you want to dress. I don't know what was popular in the 90s. Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Spice Girls, Spice Up Your Life. What up?
Was that 90s?
Yes.
Was it?
I mean, it was definitely not 93. It was more late 90s, but yeah.
I'm literally. Is it 90? Was it 93? What is it? 93, right?
It's 93, but let's enjoy the entire 90s spectrum.
Yeah. Hold on. I just want to look up real quick. 93 trivia fun facts in history. We got 32-bit microprocessors from Intel.
Hey,
32-bit. Love that. The top song was Dream Lover by Mariah Carey. Some of the best movies to watch at that time and that year was Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, Sleepless in Seattle, and
we love that. Tom Hanks, we love that.
Meg
Ryan? Free Willy?
Free Willy 93,
Yeah,
baby. If we don't have a Free Willy reference at some point in the show.
I feel like we have to now. I'll
So
keep it in.
the most famous people in America were Denzel Washington and Julia Roberts.
Bill Clinton.
Notable books, nobody reads. This Sony Walkman was huge and it was $29.98. The price of a Domino's large pizza with 2 toppings was $9.99. The funniest guy in America was noted to be Jeff Foxworthy. Yikes!
Oh, that's horrible.
Other funny guys, Bill Hicks was the actual funny guy, but Jeff Foxworthy was the one that was catered to the masses, I guess. Jay Leno was the funny late night guy. And Ted Danson wore blackface and used the N-word at his girlfriend, Whoopi Goldberg's roast at the Friars Club. So, and he's still around. Look at
They did that movie together too. I forget what it was called, but they were in a movie together. That's where I didn't know they were really dating. That's why.
Yeah, Ted Danson. There you go. There's some 90s 93 trivia for you. I just got to figure out how to. I guess I just gotta be like hosting, just be like, I'm gonna host, but I definitely won't be like Ted Danza tonight, and no one's gonna get the joke.
No, don't do that. Let's not do that. Maybe another canceled person.
Spice Girls is 97. Stephen Chambers says, "What up, ABJ?" I am going through the chat real quick. Eric Pinhead says, "Yo, Free Willy rules." It was a really good movie.
For sure.
Peter DeLong, I don't know if he's still here, but he was here. Diggs was here. Alex was here. Paige was here. Billy Trace asked if he missed the kiss. Yeah, that happened right in the beginning. Everyone missed it. Paige said, talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never been done before. I guess is an inside thing there.
That's just all me. I don't
love that. And you're doing amazing, sweetie. What a sweetheart she is. And Alex's mane is flowing. Yeah, I put my hair up because I didn't want gimmick infringement. You know what I mean?
I had a haircut mishap today, so that's why I'm letting it down.
You shaved the sides?
No, well, they're not shaved, so I do want it down. But I trimmed the beard up by accident today. That's kind of
not as bad as I've seen it in the past.
Fuck you. It's true though. It's true.
I remember you're like, something happened, and you showed me your beard, and it was like, yeah, don't ever do that again.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, so we were saying before, this show is going to kind of coincide with what's going to be happening in Philly that day. So Icons will be running the same day. I believe their con starts at like 10 a.m. And it goes till about 12 or 1.
It's perfectly set up. So their con, I believe, actually goes till maybe 3 typically.
I'm gonna be honest, as someone who went to that con twice, by 3 o'clock you're done.
Nobody's there. Yeah. So like we respectfully, once we realized we were running the same day, moved our show to doors at 3:30, show at 4, and then hopefully we're out between 6:30, so you can walk 3 blocks right back to their show and catch their iconic show. See what I did there?
Yeah. So here's a pro tip. If you want to just do the walking thing, leave your car at Icons. Yeah. Walk a couple blocks. Before you leave Icons, eat. They serve food at Icons. They serve food while you're at Icons.
Tony Luke's is right down the road too.
So get your food.
On your way to our venue is John's roast pork, which I think is the best cheesesteak in Philly I've had so far.
Yeah, I think Brian said it's really high up on the list too. But yeah, so you grab some food, head over, enjoy some amazing wrestling from High Tension. And like I said, he'll have you out by 6:30, 7, and then you can literally walk 3 blocks again and catch more wrestling at Icons. It's literally going to be the most fun if you're a wrestling fan in the city of Philadelphia that day, because they're both amazing shows. Icon has a lot of fun. They bring a lot of good names. I don't have the list.
You can literally have pro wrestling from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah,
this is a killer day for a wrestling fan.
Yeah. It's almost like Mania weekend before Mania weekend. You can have a little taste of that because you're kind of bouncing from show to show, supporting, just to kind of put over the Icons event for meet and greet. For their Saturday the 18th, I'll kind of put some names out there. Team 3D, Bubba and Devon, Jake the Snake Roberts, Camille Brickhouse, the Mountie, the Nasty Boys, Shane Douglas and Francine, Drake, who cares? PG-13, the referee from WWE that got let go. Sarah Blake Cheek, not sure who that is. Steiner Brothers, John Morrison, Jerry Lawler, Jimmy Hart. That's your worth of admission right there. Lex
Oh, Jimmy
Luger,
Hart's a sweetheart.
Teddy Long, Virgil, Tony Nese, Brian Kendrick, Harry Smith, and Sean Spears, with more names to be added later. I did think they just announced the $1 Million Man as well just recently. But yeah, tons of
Good
great
stuff.
things. And just go support 2 events that are happening in the same day. Also happening at High Tension that day will be some live music.
Yeah, how about it? So we can talk a little bit about these guys. This is All Day Special, who we got to see at the Adena benefit at Classics. Well, shout out my boy George. Yeah, this band freaking killed it, and they did some '90s throwbacks, right? They did like Santeria. They did some Bulls on Parade, which was badass. These guys freaking rock,
They're
and they're
fun.
gonna rock the High Tension show. So like once immediately when we wrap up High Tension Wrestling, right when the main event's over, we're gonna check out some great live music by All Day Special, and the band is sponsored by Slithering into the Abyss. What is that? What is that? That is coming to the HTW network. It is independent yet also
It's
associated with the
Alex's new heavy metal band. He's going to be scream singing. Paige will be playing the keytar as well as a triangle.
Yeah, she plays the cowbell actually, and we consistently need more cowbell.
Yeah, Rhonda will be on the cajon, which is just essentially just a box drum.
Which Rhonda? Fun fact: Paige's mom is named Rhonda too.
All right, well then we'll have not so Ronda Rousey on the cajon, and then we'll have the other Ronda on what's another obscure instrument?
The vuvuzela.
The maracas.
Yeah,
the maracas. This is already shaping up to be the best death metal band of all time.
It is. It's like Norwegian death metal is what it is.
You know, when you think of death metal, you think of cowbells, cajones, and maracas.
No, but legitimately, what this will be is it's going to be like a little bit of a production company. It's going to be like our non-wrestling involved cinematic short films. It's going to be vlogs, blogs, articles, podcasts about like just her and I chatting, talking about film, cinema, music, spooky shit. Probably going to check out some like haunted attractions and see if we can vlog through some of those. It's just going to be a well-rounded, fun content that kind of just sums up what we're really into.
Can I? If you do spooky stuff, I never had a chance to do it on my end for my spooky stuff. But I would love. There's 2 things that I would love to do, and if you guys are bringing that back, I'd love to pitch an idea and then be on 2 episodes, and they both revolve around New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Actually, there's 3 episodes I'm going to pitch. So
wait, are you going to pitch that road?
Yes, Clinton Road. I want to.
I'm down.
I want to do Clinton Road. I want to put a GoPro. Like I said, my goal is to have GoPros by then, at least 3 of them. So literally, we can just drive Clinton Road and put GoPros on the front and back of the car and see if we get chased by spooky ghost. If you don't know the Clinton Road story, go look Look into it. It's the craziest thing you'll ever see. And then as well as that, we have to go look for the Jersey Devil. Yeah, we have to go for the hunt. We have to hunt the Jersey Devil.
Do we know where to find him? Because I'm down.
We'll ask Tarzan Duran because he lives in the jungles, and he'll just he'll point us in the right direction. And then we have to take a trip to Salem, right? I've never been to Salem. I've never been to Massachusetts.
I've never been either. It's one of my like goals. I really want to do that.
And on the way home from Salem, there's a house that's pretty famous that you can stop at the way home.
Is it the Amityville Horror House?
Well, you could technically do that, but you're not allowed inside it. This one, you can actually rent a room for the night.
Let's go.
And stay the night in this room. It's a little house where allegedly a girl murdered her father and stepmother with an axe.
Oh,
the Lizzie Borden house.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so let's they're the episodes I want to book and do with you guys.
That'd be dope. I'm
Our
into it.
goal was to bring a group of us and book each room for the night of the Lizzie Borden house, because you're allowed to like ghost hunt and do stuff throughout the whole night, but they just ask you to be quiet because other guests will be there. But if you have enough people and everyone books its own room, you have the entire place to yourself.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I want to sleep on the floor where they found the mom. I don't know why that's weird, but that's what I want to do.
There's nothing weird about that at all.
I'm so into this. The Don can fight ghosts. Donnie Bambino wants to take on some ghosties.
Okay, the ghost of what's his name? Tony Soprano.
Yeah, he just took on your high tension wrestling champion over the weekend.
Well, I already know how that turned out.
Yeah, I will say this though, Donnie Bambino held his own. It was a really good match. I'm very proud of him. Just real fast. Going into that show, a lot of that show is showcasing new talent versus older talent, or established talent, we'll say. Not even just older, just established, or people who are at the top of their game or have been in the business a long time. And every single young talent who was on that show that night killed it, man. Donnie had a great showcase. Nathaniel had a great match. Shelby had a great match. Damon Dante had a great match. I thought the match of the night went to Diamond City and Ricky Price and MJ Stacks. Great match. MJ Stacks, man, he had a really, really good night. They Diamond City made him look like $1 million. Ricky Price, obviously super talented, even though he's a dirtball. But great night. Yeah, he's absolutely. Did you see the little video I made?
Yeah,
I gave him a box of chocolates. Yeah, I gave him some chocolates, and he's upset about it. They're even Russell Stovers, man. They were top quality.
Nice.
But no, it was a great event, and a lot of money was raised for Adena and Mike, which is you can't ask for anything more, you know.
We love that.
But also, a big thing for there's Mike up there. Look at him. I'm trying to think who's the red robot looking guy.
Where?
Next to Whisper or Hush.
Oh, that's Mach 10. He's Razor Wing's partner in the air show.
I don't remember seeing his gear look like that.
He wasn't wearing the mask. Sometimes he doesn't wear the mask.
That's what it was. He was unmasked when he wrestled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Brian in there. Brian Ace. He had a good match too, man. Dude, I didn't realize how luxurious his hair is.
It's nice. It's nice.
It's amazing. He's got some good locks on him. He had a good match though. He looked really good. Dude, that kid's gonna come. He's coming a ways, man. You know what? You can tell that he's trained by Crummels and Defarge. Like when he wrestles, dude, he pushes a really fast pace for his size. Like he smothers you, and he has grit, and he's very agile for his like size. He's gonna be something. He's someone to keep an eye on.
Dude, Brian Ace is
I think his heel work is really
impressive. I don't want to see that, not yet.
He played a little heel that night. It was really good. Just real quick with the high tension as well. Sponsorships will be available as well for local businesses, content creators, podcasters are welcome. It will be a match, or a custom sponsorship available. So I guess you can sponsor talent, right?
Yeah, please. Well, we don't have anything set up for that, but I mean, we're not going to stop you.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor ABJ, we'll take it. Visit the website for more information for sponsorships. Once again, just another great event to go show some love and support. So what else is on the horizon for just high tension as a whole? I know you talked a lot about the new. We're going to dive into pop culture and spooky stuff that's not wrestling related, but will be on the network. But just I think
that's just kind of like something that kind of Paige and I want to do. While we love wrestling, it's just like sometimes when you're so consumed by one thing, it becomes a lot.
There you go. And Eric Pinhat really impressed by Brian. Said told him to find a partner so we could have a match.
Dude, that'd be great. I'd love to see that. So what's next? I probably shouldn't say yet, but I'm going to. Our next show, we have not quite locked in the venue yet, but the idea and the theme is kind of like a prom. So we're gonna have like a wrestling prom, and it's you know what? I'm just gonna say the name of it because why not? It's gonna be King Crab's Enchantment Under the Sea. So
If
it's gonna be
someone doesn't,
something.
if someone doesn't get a bucket of blood dumped on them, I'm not coming.
It might be on the list. Don't ruin it.
When I think prom, that's the first thing I think of care because I'm a horror movie junkie.
Yeah, I spill all the spoilers, man. You get it out of me. But so that's
I'm
the
just trying not to
idea
dive
for.
too hard in the conversation because we can have some real crazy ones that
Listen, I'm here for it. I'm not just here to.
we filmed one in the car and we recorded for about an
That's
hour and a
never
half.
coming out. That's
And
never
the
coming out.
GoPro, because I was still learning how to do it, stopped about halfway through and we didn't know.
Thank God.
And then you kind of looked at me and you're like, I went a little hard on some people. I don't think that should air.
Never.
'Cause
Yeah.
I get you a little too comfortable sometimes.
Yeah. Just ask my 8th grade teacher.
Yeah. A fisting story happened once on the podcast.
It did happen.
So yeah, so you don't have a venue for that, but it's the month that you're trying to shoot for.
Yeah, it's going to be in May. We kind of have a tentative date. I just don't want to release that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking to do some pretty cool stuff. Hopefully, stay in the Philly area or somewhere in PA that works. The plan after that is to probably travel to Jersey and get our hardcore on at some point during the summer. So
Jersey's the Wild West, brother.
Yeah, it's the way to go if you want to get some color, if you know what I'm saying.
Just listen, you know that Jersey venue that we've worked before is I love the guy to death and I love that building, but please God, don't book that building in the middle of the summer.
No, we wouldn't be able to. It's just it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for what we do, and we've learned that by trying to run 2 or 3 shows there. It's not a fan base for us.
Yeah,
unfortunately. So, yeah,
I'll tell you what.
on luck. We're on
we did that one show in Atlantic City, like right off the boardwalk at that one bar for Pro Wrestling After Dark. That was a dope time.
Oh, nice.
Atlantic City wrestling is a good time. Except just don't park your car at the wrong casino and then try to find your friends and then get threatened to get beat up by a guy high on drugs. You weren't with us, dude.
That wasn't when I was there.
You were there, so you and Andrew took an elevator and thought you were going into a casino, and me and your brother took the stairs and went down to the street level. And when me and your brother hit the street level, this guy literally looked at us and then said to nobody that he was talking to that he's going to murder us.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
And he didn't whisper it. He literally said it to his imaginary friend who wasn't there. He goes, "Look at these 2 guys. I'm gonna murder them." And I looked at Jared and I go, "We're gonna be fighting." And then he said something to Jared about his pink shirt. And then I think I grabbed Jared's butt and we just walked away.
Right. We me and Andrew were actually going into a hospital, not a casino. We did not know that. So.
Yeah, and I'm texting you like, please come so we can leave here. And then we had to walk past him again to meet you guys back up at the car. Boy, was that a nightmare. That was
all right. You had your heavy with you.
That was crazy. Yeah.
That's a good day.
He literally to nobody, I'm gonna murder these 2 people. And we're just like, we're the only 2 people. Because he's talking to nobody.
That's awesome.
Atlantic City, Vegas if you can't afford Vegas, but not as nearly as safe.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, even on the boardwalk, you could probably die. There's no anybody around to stop it from happening.
And nobody's gonna stop it.
Yeah, no one's they're gonna cheer it on. It's like a GCW event. They're just gonna be like, yeah.
Eat cake all fucking day.
Bro, did I tell you about what happened with me and Mike?
Wow.
Me and Mike
at the gas station?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I told on the podcast, but me and Mike went to for his physical therapy, and we're sitting in the gas station. This state trooper walks in, and he like looks over at Mike, looks at me, and then just goes MDK all day, motherfucker, because he was wearing the GCW hoodie, and I was like, this cop is gang affiliated. It was really funny, but yeah, man. Well, if anyone has any questions in the chat, we are hitting the 45-minute mark. We do try to wrap this up around the hour, but if anyone has any questions, please put them in there. Also, is there any talent that you're looking at in the area that might be joining the high tension roster? Or I mean, you don't have to say exact names, but
Well, I mean, sure. We have, it's not necessarily in the area. There is some Rockets going to come debut for us at the spring breakdown. All the way from Pittsburgh, we got Ziggy Haim. I probably butchered that, but she is awesome.
she's also a deathmatch wrestler, right?
She does do the deathmatch stuff. Sometimes like at H2O, you'll see her a lot at Enjoy in the Pittsburgh area. She rocks, and she also has a good relationship with a lot of our roster. So I'm excited.
I think Ziggy is really close with Shotzi too, right?
Probably. I mean, she was a Pittsburgh or Ohio.
It wasn't Shotzi there to support her at that No Peace Underground show?
Probably. I don't know.
I remember we each watched.
Dude, No Peace Underground. We love that.
It's so much fun.
we bought shirts from that.
Yeah, we did. I was actually just talking to Angel Metro about that promotion, because I guess they just came back, or they're going to start coming back again. And I was like, yo, I watched one show and I was like, this is a cool promotion.
Dude, the Effie versus Paro match is it's still such a great story in deathmatch, no ring wrestling. So cool.
The last one on the throne or whatever, or whoever takes the throne. So good. So good.
That was awesome.
Before you go into your more talent, we do have a question. Sure. Do you have any advice for a young talent like myself?
Honestly,
Jerry, they're saying Jarrett has passed away.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Dude, my best advice as a promoter to young talent is to be aware of the ever-growing ego and stay humble. It's probably the most important advice I'd give anybody, because as soon as I see somebody with an ego or that's really putting themselves over, not in character, it's a major turnoff. Same goes with not realizing that the business that we're in is entertainment and not an actual sports competition. So when you start to believe your own hype and start to politic and try to, you can collaborate with me all day long, but when you're politicking for spots that are part of a story that I'm creating, it's just like it doesn't jive well with me. Like I like people to know or to be aware that this is an art, this is a story that we're telling together. You're a character, and I've in large chosen you for the character that you've created, and that's a really cool thing, because I remember when I was a kid, sometimes on the indies, a promoter would just give you a gimmick.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy to think about in today's time. Could you imagine you book anyone on that poster behind you and be like, hey, I'm going to change who you are and make you something different? Like, there's not one person that poster I would change.
No, they all do a really great job of developing their character, growing it, putting themselves in good positions to tell good stories. And yeah, dude, I wouldn't change a thing. We book for what they're promoting as themselves, and it's really cool. And that's why it's so actually easy, in a sense, when Andrew, or the maestro, and I are booking a show, the characters, putting two characters together kind of creates a story. Like, it's just logically, like, what would happen if CC Boost and Max met? Like, what is their history? Have they met before? Okay, well, what would logically happen in this scenario? The stories start to tell themselves. So it's like, we're not necessarily putting ourselves in the stories or putting ourselves over. It's just these characters, these people have done a great job at developing a character that the stories just kind of come naturally, and it's a lot of fun to do.
Just from my experience of working at different promotions and working for High Tension / Camp Leapfrog and Smash and CFU, there's a reason why the roster keep coming back. I'm not shy to say it, but if you look at the top PWI 500 list, a good chunk of the ones that are showcased on the PWI 500 on the independent side of things, a lot of them are in this company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they keep coming back, and it's not it's not for any other reason that is that you are flexible with your stories, and
Sure.
you let them have input in the stories as well, and to the point where they take pride in their stories and they take
Yeah.
pride in the events, and it's
I
it's
hope
awesome.
I hope that they feel respected. I really do, and I hope that they feel that they own a piece of this company in a sense. Like I really hope that they feel like they can wear it as a badge of honor. That's something that they want to carry with them. Because like we're all creating it together. Like I know that, you know, sure it's Maestro and my money that go into it, but like, dude, all these people create it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I should
absolutely.
thank you for the advice. Also, just stay away from bitter wrestling fucks. That would be
Yeah,
my advice. If someone's in the
absolutely.
locker room telling you how much they hate that they're there, or they hate the business, or they can't wait to just get away from them.
Yeah, it's not somebody you want to listen to.
No,
It's not.
don't fall into that trap.
Yeah. If I can, just put over the Maestro a little bit.
Yes, please do.
He is. It says co-owner down there. He is the other owner of High Tension Wrestling. It'd be a dope to see him on the podcast. Actually, um, he is just this awesome mind when it comes to like, you know, obviously telling the stories and just being able to like call back to, you know, things that sometimes I don't I don't pay attention to. He has a great business sense. He's a great and talented musician. He's one of the reasons that Camp Leapfrog had such a great like feel to it because like some of the custom music was like the highlight of it. And our last show, the Goonbuster, or not the Goonbusters, the Creep Frog, the Ghostbusters parody, is just probably my favorite.
Love Shack is still high on my list for frog for Love Frog.
Love Frog, baby.
Love Frog, honestly, like for me, Love Frog is the show. I loved all of them, but Love Frog is the one that made me really fall in love. Like we were close, and I never
Yeah,
really like said to you like, "Hey, can I come in?" And then Love Frog happened. I go, "Dude, I'll wash
yeah,
windows. I just want to be a part of this."
yeah.
And
It was funny. Maestro, this came from Maestro telling me how much he hated the Love Shack song. And then when we decided to do Love Frog, I'm like, Love Frog is a little, and he was just like, damn, nah, I have to do that now.
yeah, so there's been the Camp Leapfrog theme song. There's been
Yep,
the Monster Mash
yep,
parody.
yeah.
The I believe he
Well,
did like
all the Christmas carols for the first Christmas
yeah,
trios.
the
Uh,
Love Frog, um, the
uh,
Frog Sport, where it was like it wasn't like parody music or parody lyrics, but it was essentially parodied Leapfrog meets Mortal Kombat that he
yep, yeah,
made.
and the Bloodsport theme song, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously Creep Frog. Was there anything else? Probably.
Yeah, he's really good. Great ring announcer. I think he's one of the better ones to do it, and he doesn't do it nearly as much as I think he should because he's really good at it.
He
Um,
is. He's awesome.
and he's good at commentary. He's a commentary guy now. Him and Noah kind of been the main
God, they're
guys
killing
listening
it.
to. Yeah, they're doing really well.
Yep. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I enjoy Maestro's dad comedy.
Yeah.
It's dad jokes are they just tickle me in a way that nobody understands. And he gets it. He really does. If I can also put over the other brands in the HTW network, there is CFU,
I
which
love that.
you probably can't see it,
I love that
but
promotion.
I have my Masha versus Janai signed poster back here. Um, yeah, there's going to be some more CFU coming out probably like in the next couple months. Pretty excited about
I
that. It's such a cool
I
company.
I remember being backstage for the CFU show when we first worked with them, and I remember just being backstage in the production area with you and just
Mhm.
looking at the monitor, and I was like, because that's when we finally dialed in the cameras. That's when we finally like I felt like because we had our hiccup with was it Abby's birthday? Abby's
We
birthday, where
had
production wise we dropped the ball when it came to audio and cameras and
the audio
syncing.
was rough
Because
but
we
that
were
wasn't
still
even
using,
our fault.
we were figuring out we were figuring stuff out. But the next show
Yeah.
when we did CFU and the other trail mixer, bro, I just remember looking at the camera and just seeing like how it looked through the cage and how it looked shot wise. I was like, this is good. Like this is
It
good.
was on point.
Yeah. CFU is a fun promotion, man. Like I love mixed martial arts, and they do it really well, but also showcasing female talent. Speaking of that, one of the talents that I met at CFU, who I thought were super, super entertaining, have been killing it all over the place now, and now they are now the new NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, the Renegade Sisters.
Oh, I saw they won a championship. I didn't know what it was. That's awesome.
They are the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions.
That's and so deserved. I loved at CFU when they pulled the Twin Magic gimmick. That was so fun.
You know that was done like a shoot. She legit, the one sister legit hurt herself. She hurt her shoulder.
Oh, what? I didn't know.
Yeah, she legit hurt her shoulder, and they called. I think they were gonna do it at another point in the match or another point in the show, and she told her sister like, I can't lift my arm. I think I hurt my shoulder. So they did it right then and there. Like they called that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were super entertaining. But CFU is a really fun promotion. I got to play a corner man twice. That was fun.
Yeah,
I was Christina's corner man, and then I was Masha's corner man, and Masha is the most sweet human being ever, but also the most terrifying. She scares the absolute shit out of me, but she's my favorite female talent on the planet right now. But she her hair got stuck in a ponytail, and her hair's very curly and very thick. And I'm like, Masha, I can't get it out. And she goes, rip it the fuck out. And I go, not doing that. Not doing that. Like, I'm not ripping your hair out. And she just, in her MMA gloves, grabs her own hair and just mankind's it and rips the hair tie out and goes to hand it to me. And it's shredded. I go, can't use it. So I look over at Sam Latour. I'm like, I need a hair tie because I didn't have one. So Masha goes out, fights her fight, comes back, and I put her hair up in the ponytail, and your mom yells, "What do you do with my hair?" I go, "You got next." You know what I mean? But it was like it was so much fun. Yeah,
That's funny. I recently was watching the back, and I'm like, is he doing her hair right now?
Yeah. I did Masha's hair during a match, but you know how hard it is to play a legit straight corner man when Julius Smokes is in your presence. He is fucking insane. Donald Trump loves you. He is the most entertaining. Honestly, that's another moment for Leapfrog that is my hands down favorite, is when you assigned me to do the Friday bit. When we were going to shoot the Friday skit with CC Boost and Julius Smokes. And I didn't even know who Julius Smokes was. And you were just like, yo, you're going to shoot this bit with this guy. And I remember, like, I said, oh, well, if I'm doing a Friday bit, I need a bicycle, I need this, I need that. And you guys were like, well, there's a bicycle there, but we don't want to ask Julius Smokes if he will ride it. Like, everyone was like, I'm not asking him. And I was like, I'll ask him. And then I went up to him, and I seen Julius Smokes. I was like, oh, you want to ride a bike? And he goes, hell yeah, give me that shit. He just started riding it around the whole house.
He's riding it around. Yeah. Like, what the hell is he doing?
Oh my God, such a fun human being. He ribbed Brian for that show.
Oh yeah.
So it was the first time Brian ever done music. So when Masha came out, Julius Smokes told Brian to play one of his songs. So Masha's standing in gorilla, and she's in full Masha mode, like Russian dynamite gonna kill somebody. And Brian hits the music, and Masha just looks over and goes, "That's not my music." And Julius Smokes goes, "Yo, what the fuck, my guy? That's not her music." And then he goes, "Fuck it, let's go, Masha." And they walk through the curtain. Yeah. And Brian's like, yeah. Oh my goodness, good stuff. But man, dude, I cannot wait. I first off, I want to thank you. I know behind the scenes, we had a small hiccup, man. And I want to say, dude, like, out of all the people I've met in this business, dude, like, there's friendships and there's family, but dude, I fucking love, like, dude, I love you to death. And
Love you.
when we had our little moment, dude, it sucked. It bothered me a lot, and I'm glad we were able to talk and fix things and get back on track. I'm honored to be part of not just the company behind the scenes, but I'm hosting a show, which I never would have ever expected. Because if you look back at the history of High Tension and Camp Leapfrog, and for how much I love the history of this company, dude, people like you've people who've hosted shows like were big fucking deals. Like Calix had his own show, Killian had his own show. Like they were essentially the hosts of the show. So the fact that I'm kind of getting that badge, like it's not Spring Break '92 ABJ, but like, and I don't want it to be, but to step in that hosting role is something that I don't take lightly, because the people who have done it before me in this company is dope. So I'm very, very honored to be back. I love this banner. I fly it as high as I possibly can. And I just hope I do a good job, make everybody proud. And I really, really hope people enjoy the YouTube channel and what we're doing there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, again, this Sunday, 7 p.m., watch the very first Camp Leapfrog along with us. Live tweet #Leapfrog. And then once that's over, it's all going live. You can check it out. And then after that, we'll start dropping reels, and we'll just remind you that we exist. High Tension Wrestling, Combat Fights Unlimited, Smash Master Wrasslin, Camp Leapfrog, HTW Network.
And who knows, maybe there's new stuff popping up along the way as well. Always be on the lookout for new content coming.
Slithering into the abyss.
Hopefully we bring back wellness.
HTW wellness. Let's do it.
Yeah, I like that. That was really fun. Essentially, wellness was just us talking about surviving your own mental health in the wrestling business, and I think it's something that we should bring back, because I think
a lot of people hit that wall, man. A lot
of people hit that wall, and it's tough.
Yeah,
and we were hitting it from this aspect of content creating and wrestling business, which is a whole nother beast, you know.
Yeah.
But anything in closing you want to get out there, let people know about, say where can they find you, all that fun stuff?
I want to say that I absolutely love my team. I love the High Tension Wrestling production crew. I love you. It's Valentine's Day, so like it's nothing but love. We love Paige Watchie Photography. I don't know if you've seen all of this, but she's probably one of the top 5, at least, probably top 3 realistically, wrestling photographers out there. So book her and pay her.
No shade. I'm not trying to get heat, but if I have a wrestling photographer, if I like gun to my head, I have to book 1 or 2.
Paige and Eric Pinhead.
It's her and Eric Pinhead all day long.
100%.
Yeah. Easy. No question.
Pinhead wants to wrestle though. So.
Anna, can you just retire? Because you're just as good as that too. Like you're like, dude, Eric Pinhead, and I've said this numerous times, man. He is someone that I've seen shows should have not happened. And then Eric Pinhead finds a way to fix something or make something work. So
I watched him fix a ring. Yeah.
100%. He's so, him and Brad are just so invaluable. And yeah, Paige is brilliant when it comes to everything. Yeah. I want to, while I have you, because you announced a lot of stuff, I'm booked obviously the rest of this month, and everybody knows this month's guest, but I'm also booked all for March. March is completely full. And I'm going to run through it real quick. So it's still going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays for March. I think in April, I'm going to dial it back to just 1 day a week. I don't think I'm doing 2 a week anymore in April, which is going to be harder because every single person's like, yo, when are you going to have me on? What the hell? Here's my list of people that are booked that I have to book. That's why I was doing 2 a week, because I was feeling bad that people feel like they're waiting forever. And when I tell them that, like, you're on the list, they're like, yeah, right. But, so March, we'll just start. It starts with a Thursday, and then it'll be Thursday, Tuesday. Boom Harden on the podcast, which I'm really excited to talk to him. He is now in a tag team with Deshaun Pratt, who I would love to have on the podcast as well.
Are they working CZW together?
Yes, and Boom is really, really good, and I think I would love to pick his brain about Deshaun because Deshaun, I think, is just one of the bright spots in this wrestling business. And fun fact, he is in the very first Camp Leapfrog match.
Which you can watch this Sunday at 7 p.m.
Yes,
on the
versus
Network
Devontae's, which is
probably
the two coolest people in this business. Then after that will be MIT, which I think is going to be a megastar in this business.
Isn't
Tommy
Paige
Vex
on Thursday?
This is for March.
Oh, yeah, I'm stupid.
Yeah. Tommy Vex in March. Adena Steele. Mike Skyros in March.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Eric Pinhat. Brad DeMayo separately. I'm getting them both separately. Nathaniel Cunningham. And I'm ending the month with the Queen. You know who the Queen is? We talked about it earlier. Who's the Queen? Who's the Queen of the wrestling business?
I don't want to say it.
Say it.
Is it the ephemeral queen?
No. She is just the absolute queen of this business, the queen of life. If you want a manager, you pick her.
Oh, it's Mary Beth.
Mary fucking Beth, baby.
Listen,
right.
It's Mary fucking Beth, the queen, but not the ephemeral queen.
Yes.
Who should also be on the podcast.
Oh, dude, I would love to interview Edith.
Right?
Absolute sweetheart. Dude, Edith is another one that went every time you have her booked on a card. And it's like, wait, what are they going to do? Her and Masha are going to do what?
Jump off a roof? What's happening?
Edith's going to throw
her a pile of frozen snow. Yeah. Okay.
Edith's going to throw herself into the cage and try to get her leg stuck. Is going to do what? Yeah. Yeah. She's a. Oh, Edith and Max, the Impaler, are going to do what?
Oh, that is my. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but I think that's my favorite match. Just artfully, the music composed by the maestro to the movements of the match. Edith and Max the Impaler, Creep Frog, this Sunday. Check it out.
Honestly, I think the Soviet death match is very, very, very high for me. But the match that made me really fall in love with Edith, and then the match that made me find probably my favorite independent wrestler as of right now was Love Frog, Edith versus Effie.
Effie? Oh my god!
I remember watching that. And I was like,
brutal.
I was like, how did I never hear it? Because I was still new to the indie scene, and I was like, how did I never hear of Effie? And why isn't this guy everywhere? And then he became everywhere. Like one of the best wrestling podcasts. I love it. Just insanely entertaining. I'm a huge Effie mark. I love Effie to death.
He's great.
Bucket list podcast I would love to interview. But yes, so that's gonna do it for Valentine's Day. I don't know what chocolate I ate. It wasn't anything bad.
I'm not eating chocolate anymore, so I'm literally just eating meats and greens because I'm a fat ass. But I got myself a treat, a My Bloody Valentine's shirt.
I love that.
I know.
So we're starting something very similar as well too when it comes to like movie, music reviews, like just pop culture reviews. So essentially, I'm going to start bringing back the other channels of the IWEP network and morphing them into ABJ, but they won't be podcasts; they'll just be YouTube content. So I'm bringing back movies, and I'm bringing back the horror movie with Heidi. So if anytime you ever want to, once you want to jump in on that, let me know.
Dude, absolutely. What did she think about Pearl? She's had to have seen it.
Which one?
Pearl?
She might have seen it. I'm not sure yet. The last one she went to go see in theaters by herself was Skinamarink. And she loves all horror movies. She hated it.
Yeah, I have not heard good things. Oh, my gosh. So I spent the entire Saturday at the movies. And Batista's M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin is, like, so far my movie of the year.
Really? I think it got bad reviews.
Oh, no. Beginning to end is just tense as hell. It's really good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I watched on Disney Plus the beginning of the month. I watched Black Panther, and I cried like a baby.
Dude, I cried too. Dude, the beginning, cried. The end?
Middle cried,
The after
and then
credit?
the end.
Oh,
Yeah, after
oh
credit, I was
boy.
like, "You motherfuckers!"
You got me, you sons. I'm like yelling at Disney. I'm like, you sons of bitches. You
Yeah,
got me.
I
Hell
wanted Black Panther to be somebody else, and I feel like it's still a
I didn't
possibility.
I didn't realize Killmonger died.
hmm He
I didn't
refused to. He refused to take the flower. Like he's like, "We can save you." He's like, "Nope, I don't want to be
oh,
saved."
that's right.
But at the very end, she started planting new ones,
Yeah.
and he was buried at sea.
Oh. Dude,
Yep.
that'd be dope. I'm a fan of the character. That'd be awesome to me.
hmm Yeah, he
Hell
was.
yeah.
He's probably my favorite Marvel villain. I loved Killmonger
He's so good. Hell yeah.
because you're rooting for him. You know what I mean? You're like, I kind of see his point.
He is probably the best Marvel villain yet. Until we see Doctor Doom, and hopefully they kill that character.
I love Doctor.
But
I actually thought Doom was
such a good
showing
character.
up in Wakanda Forever.
That's what I thought. I thought he was supposed to be an after credit, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I thought he would have been part of a team that was going in for the vibranium because that's essentially what Doom did and then became Doom, right? That was like the
Something like that.
yeah. But all right,
Yeah,
man. What a Valentine's Day. I couldn't have asked to spend it with anyone better. I
it was
love you
the
to death,
best
my guy.
Valentine's date I've ever had. I love you
Yeah.
too, bud.
And just there's a lot of great stuff's coming. We can't wait for you to consume it all. Just follow High Tension Wrestling. The links are below, but I also put it in the chat as well that people can check it out. They're currently at 335 subscribers. Let's get them to 500 and onward.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, let's have some fun, my guy. That'll do it for this episode. We'll see you on Thursday with Paige, and we're going to talk about photography. We're going to talk about editing wieners out of photos. It's going to be a great time.
Oh, I'm gonna blow up the chat. Hell yeah. Let's go.
That was my favorite photography conversation, and I never thought it was a real thing. I was like, really? And they're like, yeah,
It
people don't.
is. After that one Frank Boris photo of Bro Keller, it's a thing that needs to happen.
Or just leave it in if you got it going on, let it rock.
Yeah, if you got it, flaunt it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Listen. If it was me,
I have to edit them in.
yeah, you have to add more to me. Yeah. Actually, can that be my promo photo? Can I just make me unrealistically have this inside? No, we'll get canceled
You
immediately.
got the
Also, Paige,
Flash
please,
Funk junk.
next fucking show, please pull me aside and remind me I need a new promo photo, like in the worst way.
We'll put you on the list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But all right, that's gonna do it. Here's some Billy Trey. Thank you guys for having a great Valentine's Day with us. Make sure you support the ABJ podcast. Links below if you want to grab some merchandise, as well as support the channel when it comes to Patreon. Today, Facebook campaign ended. I ended at $89.
Hell yeah.
$89.
We're about to
So
start pushing them
literally,
reels.
I am getting $90 from Facebook this month. All because you guys hit share, you hit like, you comment on posts, you join these live streams and comment and share support. It costs you absolutely nothing. I pretty much when I ended all my podcasts and started over, I essentially lost all my Patreon support, which helped pay for a lot of what I'm doing now, like when it comes to like video editing and the StreamYard. And that essential Facebook thing has been that and then some. So when you're on Facebook, man, not just my page, other people's pages, man, support them, show them love. Alex didn't even realize High Tensions was eligible for it. And I sent him a message. I'm like, hey, my guy,
I know.
might want to set up your PayPal. You're sitting on some little bit of cash there.
We're gonna be setting them reels up real quick.
But Facebook is paying people for engagement. So support your friends, man. That's all I got. We'll see you guys next week with Paige. Here's some outro music by Billy Trey. Also, this entire podcast is available on all podcast platforms: Google, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, iHeartRadio. It's everywhere. Search ABJ Podcast, leave a review, and I want to start reading reviews on the podcast as well as get the audio plays up. As of right now, the audio plays for the channel total is at 362 plays, and I've only been going since October. So that's going a lot higher than I want. I'm averaging about 10 to 15 plays per episode. So thank you guys so much for the support. But like I said, we'll see you next week. ABJ Podcast. We're out of here. Bye-bye.